tap, tap, and send. It's okay. Go. Let me speak to my people. Now, let me speak to you. I know the stress people go through when they want to send money from abroad to their family members and loved ones in Ghana and even in Africa. See, if you are in the USA, if you are in London, UK, Canada, Europe, any part of the world, see, Tap Send has made it very easy. All you have to do is to tap and send. Within a twinkle of an eye, your money will be sent with no stress. It's very fast, convenient, and easy to access everywhere. What are you waiting for? Just tap, and send. Download Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Growing up, I mean, one person that I'm my mentor, I look up to him, and it feels great to have him as part of my 10-year celebration. I think today is the first time the reason why I know mentor is not OEFM, not your radio, not side TV, rhythms on TV3, and that is what I wanted to do. So getting one person who's now also tuning voice, he's very good, and it is an honor to have Chris Attoh here with me. Good afternoon, Chief.
Good afternoon, bro.
But I'm super happy. When I had a call, I come to talk to you. I was praying, say, Abeba Bantem.
Oh.
And finally, you are here with me.
Yo, first of all, because we don't need these.
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, congratulations.
Thank
10
you.
years.
Yes.
Charlie, and counting.
And you, how many years?
Ooh. Slightly over 25 in the industry. Yeah.
And you still look handsome, still
Charlie,
fresh.
Me mama and papa there. I said, yeah.
How have you been doing it for 25 years?
Mainly by the grace of God. And, staying focused. There are a lot of things that I believe that a man in my position will go through, because it's important to go through something. You cannot call yourself a champion or a conqueror if you have nothing to overcome. And just being back home is exciting, but I believe truly, and Nyame, it's by the grace of God that I am still here and still get to do what I believe, what God has put in my heart, to be able to share with the world.
The voice still remains the same.
Oh, yeah. Man, nice one.
Yeah, still remains the same. So how did you switch from TV radio to full-time acting?
It happened, I think, almost naturally. I always known from the beginning that I meant to be a part of something that's bigger than myself. My father always said, Niato, you have to be a part of something greater than yourself. And I've often thought of which platforms, I can use to be able to speak to the world, because that is all we do. Individually, I believe we have something that we have to share with the world. And I found it first in my search through radio, and then it wasn't enough through TV. And then it wasn't enough, and then suddenly acting and filmmaking, and I believe I'm still speaking to the world.
If you say not enough, is it the impact or the monetary-wise?
No, it had nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the passion or the level of responsibility that that God has put in your heart. It's like, no, this time is over. I have more for you. There's more for you. There's more you're meant to do. Take it as far as you can go. And I believe that's how the transition happened.
Oh. Where have you been? Because it's been long since we heard something from you. A whole lot of news about you, but I mean, you've been in America, people not knowing what exactly you've been doing. We know that you're still in the film world, but what have you been up to for the past years?
It's really interesting you ask. Where have I been? To London to see the Queen. I couldn't help myself. The Ryan, the Pussycat, where are you?
Yeah.
To London to see the Queen.
Yeah.
I've been acting. I've been on your TV screens. In fact, if you were to type the name Chris Attoh into the search engine of either Netflix or Amazon or any of your streaming platforms right now, you'll see where I've been, what I've been doing. I think also in the past maybe 5 to 6 years, I've been able to represent Africa and Ghana in maybe the most competitive market in the entertainment industry, which is Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah.
And I believe that I will continue to impact the world through film and television, and I will be looking at the most coveted platforms. So that's really where I've been.
Okay, so making us proud in the Hollywood scene, if it looks like you are losing touch of your home base, Ghana, Nigeria.
Well, it may seem like that, but no, when you have the overall picture, I've always had a very big vision to be recognized as an international actor. And for me, that means you can't do it sitting at home.
Yeah.
Just like a prophet needs to leave his home to be completely fulfilled and to be able to allow the world to tap into his power as, the Son of Man did. I believe that is where I am. And as much as I miss home, it's a necessary evil. You have to go and you have to come.
So going out there, checking out how things are done in the outside world and how things are done back home, what are you bringing back to, impact what we do here?
I'm so glad that you asked that, Zion, because especially now, one of the things that I truly believe in where I am at this stage is, you cannot shine without the people around you, but you can shine forever. You can't live forever, but you can transcend that energy and that knowledge into the next generation. And I think that's where I am, honestly. It's all about that. It's all about now bringing the knowledge that I've taken from the world, from the stages of Hollywood, from the films that I've learned, and bring that knowledge home. And I'm doing that physically now. It's part of the reasons that I'm home. I'm home for a number of projects, but I'm also introducing a number of producers like Angela White from All Black Entertainment, Silver Lining, to also come in and do some more productions together with Ghanaians so that we can create further opportunities and teach the next generation.
Talking of some of your movies that you've been featuring outside the continent, I know of Long Lost Daughter, I know of Lace. Which other ones have you featured in? I saw you in some action movies, some bands.
Yeah. And I'm so excited about that. I always wanted to do that. Okay, tell me, that's how they start to. It's also encouraging. At the end of the day, there have been a number of them. I've been blessed to, rub shoulders with the very best. And I say that out of respect for being in that position. I was just at the NAACP Awards recently, hanging out with the likes of Issa Rae and, what's Letitia Wright. These are all actors that we watch every day. And for me, what it also means is it puts me in a position where you recognize it's a huge responsibility, and you might have to remind me again about, of the question, because I tend to trail off, and I probably did now.
Some of the movies that you featured in Hollywood.
Right. And I was going to link to that. So I was saying that, just hanging with these people, it made me understand that, the journey is long, but I want more. And it brings me back to where it all started. When I first got there, I thought, oh, Charlie, I know how to do this. I've been doing this for a while. But the truth is, I had to start all over again. I had to train all over again. And some of the training opportunities allowed me to grow also in talent, because if I remained at home, I would have been comfortable and stagnant. And I have now, acquired more knowledge and also been able to not only live a dream, but create now a position where I can truly speak to the world. I've been in movies like Lace, like you mentioned. Lace is a TV series that is on All Black. It has actors like Sky Black, directed, Shanti Laurie, also directed by Jamal Hill. And this is the cream of the crop of Hollywood. And it's prayer and consistency that got me there.
Oh, okay.
Other projects I'm truly excited about I heard you talk about the action, and
Yeah.
that is, I had the opportunity to play in something called A House Divided, which also was nominated for a Daytime Emmy Award, you know. So, there I am, this cat from Ghana thinking, wow, how did I get here? Emmy Awards. And I always said to myself, but this is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. Every time I was younger, when I was hosting, when I was on radio, it was about putting Ghana on the map. And for me, this is how.
Now you're back home. How long are you staying here?
Oh, I have a number of weeks. We're setting up for a project that's coming up.
Okay.
But fufu nunti se I'm a dream ebi I'm a train pa Charlie.
That's all train because here you feel.
It to me fifi aduane pa hey.
I don't have been do.
Kontomire rice ni fufu pa.
Which rice?
Oh, but any rice ni kontomire there. Say jollof or say plain rice there ni okro.
But you've tested Nigerian jollof and Ghanaian jollof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which one they be?
That open say them. The Nigerians know the truth.
Oh, okay.
That the Nigerians can never make jollof like us.
Mm-hmm.
Their own is nice though.
Yeah.
Ours is nicer.
Yeah.
Oh look, hey, the Nigerians are coming to get me. Oh.
No, okay.
No, you know,
what you say?
because for somebody who also lived there and now shares family with Nigeria, I've realized that the fun is in teasing each other.
Yeah.
But the beauty is actually when we're together.
Yeah.
The fact that you can actually taste Nigerian jollof and taste Ghanaian jollof on the side is what it's all about, because you know what? The world is big enough for all of us.
Oh, okay. You made mention of projects that we're working on here in Ghana. What are some of the projects that are coming up here?
At the moment, we have something called CJ.
Okay.
And the story of CJ is really interesting because it revolves around a young man whose big dreams are to go to Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And the story follows him from here, his days acting here, into how he makes it into the States, how he transitions. And I'm happy to share because I think that there are a lot of things that I can relate to with that. Mm-hmm. At the moment, I'm also filming for Dede, mm-hmm. which is an amazing TV series, also found on Showmax and a few other platforms. It stars the likes of Ajete Anand, George Quay, Adoma, who's absolutely brilliant, and I played with her earlier in Bad Luck Joe. Mm-hmm. There is a lot definitely lined up. If I missed it, I would definitely say, definitely follow the Chris Attoh page on Instagram. But, also with Zion, because we've also reconnected, you get a lot of exclusive stuff here. A lot of the videos you see here will be only here.
I watched one of your, I think it's a series, I think it's season 2. I watched the trailer, and then where you were a lawyer and you went to meet your wife, and surprisingly, I don't know whether she was a girlfriend or your side chick. You didn't know that she was there. You go there and you introduce the person to the side chick that this is your wife. It was then that you realized that
that was my girlfriend.
Yeah. Is that how Chris is? Player?
I've been called a lot of things, and it's okay, because you can never let what somebody thinks of you or the impression that somebody has of you create your reality. People will call you all kinds of things. I think that we're all kinds of things at different times in our lives. Who I am right now is a man who is about self-mastery. I have been through so much that the way forward is to transition into that for the next generation. I'm
here with Chris Attoh. He needs no introduction. He's done a lot for us. He's been on our screens for so many years. He says 25 good years, radio, TV, and movies. Before he left, I'm sure it's not industry. But something which is there. How do you see our movie industry right now?
Oh man. Okay.
So whilst he's drinking, I can't just say, UK, Belgium, Italy, Holland, France, Spain, USA, and Canada. They have to use tap send to send money to family and friends here in Ghana. Yes. So how do you see the industry?
It's interesting when you say, just leaving and come back. I never really left. And I say that from a point of view because I'm a product of Africa. Africa will always be my home. And it never will be about choosing to work maybe in one geographical location. The world has become so small that you can't remain in one base. You have to be able to touch it everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, the days of the factories are gone. Today, if you have a computer, which is now the factory, you can stay in one corner and you will be literally running the show all over the world. So, having had the opportunity to go and come home, you know, I'm excited. And I don't know why anybody else doesn't see the positivity. I see the positivity. Look, this is an industry that can never die because we have too much creativity, too many stories.
But it's gone down. It's gone down.
It's gone down. Everything went down after the pandemic. Everything slowed down. Things are just beginning to pick right back up. And where will we be without hope? Yes, we're not where we want to be, but you know what? That gives us another opportunity to strive to get to where we want to be. And so I think that the industry is still very much full of hope. And like I said, we have too much talent, too much creativity, and too many stories for it to be dead. It's not possible.
What do you think, we can do to, make our things better when it comes to the film industry, looking at where you're coming from?
I'm glad that you asked that because it's part of my mission right now.
Okay.
It's not only my responsibility, but it's part of my mission. And I think that we need to create more awareness for our products and our projects. I think that, we need to create more visibility because it's also a time where the streaming platforms are so many that if you make it right, you can reach the world. Obviously, more money. I will appeal to investors out there, who have the money to put it into the industry. Put it into the industry with confidence. Because the more money you have, the better the product. The better the quality, the better the product. And that's something that is more fortunate in places like Nigeria or Kenya. We're working on very, very limited budgets and we're still creating magic.
If you watch, the streaming platforms, you see more of Nigerian movies and few of Ghana. What do you think is the problem?
It comes right back to almost what I said. We're working with smaller budgets. And, these platforms are speaking to the world. So they ask for a certain standard of quality of product. And if you're not, able to meet their demands, then you can't be on there. And at the moment, there seem to be only few Ghanaian productions on there because those standards are not being met, which is also why I said I'm bringing teams now from America to be able to work with us, to be able to teach us, the right framing, the right techniques to be able to get our stuff close to what we see and we love. Because everyone knows when you finish watching the Ghanaian film, you still want to go and watch, what the world is creating. And we want to create movies like that. We will not be making Hollywood movies, but we will be making African movies like Hollywood movies.
When you think of finance, should government come in or we as industry persons should find our way of generating our own money to finance our own works?
I've always been of the mindset that the government is always welcome. But the government has a lot on their shoulders. And as individuals, as the saying goes, it's not about what the country can do for us all the time. It is also about what we can do for the country. And if we were to concentrate more on that, honestly, I think that we will grow individually, collectively. So, yes, the government is invited. Investors are invited from everywhere, But I would say to the individual, let's continue to be the change that we want to see.
I'm still here with Chris. I'll be back. I have a lot more to ask him. Media Zionfelix.
Let's place a bet on this afternoon's game.
And this evening's action, bro. And 3 more tomorrow.
Okay, remember, when I slow down, when I take a break, and I stop chasing losses and stick to my budget, that's when I'm going to have a lot more fun. So, let's place a bet on this afternoon's game. Bet responsibly. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm still here. Zionfelix is still the name. If you go on Instagram, you can follow me at zionfelix.com. Twitter, _Zionfelix. Facebook, Zionfelix Entertainment News. We need Chris Attoh, who has been my mentor since I was young. I was watching him on TV3. And about TV movies. Nigeria. from Nigeria, America. In recent times, for the past 6 years, a question who news about back and forth, and you're always quiet. Why?
You know what? I'll share with you in a minute. But before we get to that, there was something I missed out on when you asked a really important question, which was what we're collectively still doing to push the industry forward. You know, and I want to say it here, exclusively here first, that I'm so passionate about it right now that I will teach. I'm very determined to teach. Whatever it is that I've learned cannot die with me, cannot go with me. I'm looking for students that are interested in being the best version of actors that they want to be. And, you know, I intend to teach them. And then, of course, the last point that I was going to say is I hope that we can continue, especially this is reaching out to the writers, the young writers out there. I hope we can continue to make stories that are relatable. Stories that are about social justice, stories that are about love, not just about love, because we definitely center on love a lot, you know, but powerful stories you can resonate with, because when you do that, then you can speak to the world.
How do people reach out to you for you to teach them? Because I know there are a lot of people out there who wants to enter into this industry.
You know what? Thank you for asking, Zion. There, at the moment, you can reach me through my Instagram page, DM me, or on my website, chrisattoh.com. My Instagram page is Chris Attoh. But eventually, I'm not even waiting for people to come to me. I'm building something now where we're going to have something like a master class, where it will be about, you know, it's not a competition, because again, this is not a competition. This is a way to celebrate the things that God has put inside you and speak to the world and enjoy yourself while you do it and earn money while you do it, you know? Because what is acting? Acting is not pretending and all that. Acting is being truthful under imaginary circumstances. And if you remember even just that, it's a completely different ballgame.
So that's nice. So back to the question, why are you always quiet when there are issues around you all over the world?
Man, I think I was trying to avoid this one. I came right back. Yeah. All right, well, you know what, honestly, honest truth is I'm a very private person. And if I didn't do what I did, I'd probably be the most quiet person in the room. Wow. Because I like to observe. And also, I have nothing to prove to anybody. I mean, who am I answering to?
You have people who love you.
There you go. And I've realized through the past mistakes of sometimes sharing too much that the people who love me get affected. And the people who love me who don't will now have to understand, you know, where the line is drawn.
I have so many questions that I know people would want to know, but let me ask you about this. I mean, in October 2019, your dad passed on. May you so rest in peace, and my condolences. How was it for you? Because around that same time was when your ex-wife also
died. Betty also passed. It was a very hard year, you know. You know, I try to keep myself really, really busy. If I'm not working, then I am working on my craft or reading and bringing myself abreast. You know, reading is such a big deal to me. So, sorry, we got interrupted there, but we're going to keep going right here on Zion's amazing show. And Zion, please remind me of the question again.
About your father's demise.
Yes, thank you. And I was talking about the fact that I try to keep myself busy by continuing to work on my craft. I remember when I received the news that my father had passed, I was still in a place of healing, you know, from what had happened earlier, and it was a hard year. But I believe that my dad had also lived a very colorful life and had prepared us for that. And I remember, you know, seeing him, the last time I saw him was the year before, 2018. And I was leaving, he's like, "Ni, make sure you come back and see me, okay?" Before I said, "Daddy, I'll come back." No problem. Oh, Charlie, me, try make Jamestown be Belly, J. Cola be, Goma be. And we laughed it off, and I left, and something inside sort of just told me that might be the last time that I'll see him, and that's reality.
Wow.
And moments like that make you also cherish saying goodbye to people. Actor Will Smith has said this recently on an
I saw that on your
interview.
page.
Yeah. It's so deep, bro. It's so deep that it's real. When you greet somebody and you say goodbye to somebody, don't take it for granted, because that might be the last time that you see them. Cherish these moments. Cherish these moments. There's no fight that's big enough to not keep us connected. And honestly, it takes going through a lot to realize that. Everything else looks little. Appreciate the little things in life. And yes, that's one of the things that I believe the experience of not being able to see my dad, for a whole year before he passed.
What has been being the next chief in line for Jamestown been for you? Are you going to see the Chris Attoh, the chief of Jamestown? Or it's never going to happen?
That was one of my dad's dying wishes. And he had always told me that Boniobanyan said, there's so many things my father wanted to do for the people of Jamestown that I don't believe he had the opportunity to do in his time. And so it's a mantle that I would take with honor and, with humility. And for me, it would be about change. It would be about growth. It would be about what we can do to make things better, to make it better, for us to move from here to there.
Do you know Prophet Nigegezi?
I am very aware of him, yes.
And did you hear his prophecy about you?
The prophecy. I did, indeed.
How did you work on it? Did you go to see him, or you didn't believe it? You don't believe in prophecies?
Well.
So in 2019, Nigegezi prophesied that Chris will be shot dead, like his ex-wife. I don't know how you took it.
Well, first of all, I didn't receive it because I'm a praying man. I'm a man of God, and I'm a man of faith. And Psalm 91 tells us that he will bless us and satisfy us with a long and fruitful life. I do not believe that an untimely death is my portion. I also am not done with the work that I believe that God has put in my heart to share with the world. So, no, I did not receive it. We continue to pray. We continue to do what we need to do.
Did he reach out to you?
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay. So you just said it online?
I believe he just said it online.
Oh, okay.
I never really saw that, though. What exactly? Anyway, doesn't really
it's
matter.
in the past, 2019, so let's move on.
There you go.
How is Damilola?
Damilola is fine.
Do you often talk?
Yes, of course. I mean, when you have a child together, you have to speak. It would be very difficult if you didn't.
So how are you two raising the kid? Do you go and see the child often, or?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I was just with him in Nigeria. Brian is amazing. Brian's a lot of things. But yes, I do.
Do you wish you guys didn't have a child so that you can just forget about her and then move on life?
I don't believe that life is about regrets. No, I believe that everything that has happened, it was meant to happen. And wishing that would also mean wishing Brian away, which is something I would definitely not want. Every single experience was meant to happen as it did.
But in an interview that I watched of her, I mean, she was saying that she's regretted being with you. What did you do wrong, Chris?
So, sometimes, Zion, things don't work out. Damilola is now the mother of my child, a talented actress, and my first wife. And out of respect for that, I don't choose to even discuss the things that happened in the past. It's done.
Did you once say that she wasn't submissive when you guys were married?
I mean, like I said, I think it's all old news. It's done. We are now raising a wonderful, wonderful boy. And what it all means for me is, I'll continue to cherish the moments and the beautiful memories we created. But we've created a beautiful human being together, and so if that's what we needed
But
to go.
do you wish you guys didn't go apart so that you still be with your boy and still be married?
Well, I'm still with my boy when I need to be.
But with her, do you wish, have you regretted divorcing her?
Life must go in many phases, and right now, that's in the past.
It looks like there are a lot of issues with Jennifer's marriage, Chris and Jennifer's marriage. Before I go on the marriage, okay, let me first ask, did you know that she was married before you guys officially married in Ghana?
You know, when, and of course, this is not to jump the question. I'm going to go back to the first question, the Damilala question.
Yeah.
You know, when couples break up, it's usually for the best of or both parties, you know, and so I don't think it should even be viewed with a thing of regret. I think that honestly, if you were able to say at some point that you loved the person and you gave it your all, you should wear your big boy panties or big girl panties and move on. You know, people are friends before they become lovers and before they become husband and wife. And the fact that it doesn't work out doesn't mean that you need to become enemies. You can go back to being friends.
So you guys are not enemies?
By far, I can't be enemies with the mother of my child. That would be very counterproductive.
But how would a friend come out and say that she's regretted marrying you?
Well, I cannot speak for the friend. Yeah.
How often do you guys talk?
You know, as often as possible. Brian is growing up very quickly, and he's in need of both parents.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't matter where I am in the world. I try to make sure that I'm always FaceTiming or making sure that I'm always part of, you know, and then every time I get a chance, I make sure.
Give us some tips. I mean, I know there are some people who are also in the same situation where a man and a woman have a kid or kids, but they're separated. How do you do it so that they can take one or two clues from Chris and let's leave it?
Oh, I love it when people ask for advice. You know, I would say, number one, that, you know, I'm not a marriage counselor. You know, you all know
Out of
me.
experience.
Well, true. You all know me more as a filmmaker and an actor. So when it comes to opportunities like this, I would say, ask me in confidence. I'll share my experience. But on a platform like this, I would say, go to a professional.
That's fine. Let's go to Jennifer.
Yeah.
Jennifer. Just talk on, because I mean there are a lot of things people would want to know.
Like?
Did you know as a
Zion, you would want to know, or other people want to know?
If you go online and you type Chris Attoh Jennifer, there are a lot of things that people have written. If you go on YouTube, there are a lot of videos, commentaries that people have made, investigative things that people have made online. People were saying that she was married before you guys even met. She didn't divorce the husband. A whole lot of issues. That's why I wanted to know, did you know that she was married before you guys married in Ghana?
Well, you know, first of all, let me commend you as a reporter, because if you didn't ask, then you wouldn't be doing your job right. You have to go there. And as much as people want to know, you know, Betty was an incredible human being. She was a loving, caring, very encouraging woman. And, you know, I loved her deeply. And when she passed, it was very, very traumatic for me. And it was very hard. And out of respect for, you know, the loved ones and everything that I went through, you know, I decided not to share on the events that happened then. It is also my way of cherishing the love that we shared and, you know, celebrating that. It's in the past now. And so we're moving on.
As one question is not coming on. One question is not coming on. But I mean, talking about the love that you have for her, they said, I mean, when she passed on, you tweeted something which was not in relation to the death. Almost, I'll be a year with you. Then you tweet something differently. The next day you tweeted something, and then they say that is why you were even under investigation, because now as a bro or you know,
Right. You know, the tweet was about being honest in relationships, and that's something I believe in. I don't know, call it coincidence, whatever. But I'll take the opportunity and say this here now, that I was never a suspect in Betty's murder. I will never be. I loved Betty very much. And in cases like this, it's natural for law enforcement to speak to loved ones and close ones, but by all means, should it not mean that you are labeled a suspect. You know, if I did anything, then I probably won't be here. Mm-hmm. And so I will take the opportunity now to say it here. Let me be clear, I've never been a suspect in that matter. Mm-hmm. And, you know, having said that, like I said, she was an incredible person, and I'd like to remember it as that and leave it alone.
Did you marry her because of American papers?
As much as I'd love to share that with you, we're not going to speak on Betty. That's all I'm.
How many kids does Chris have?
Now, you know what's really interesting, Zion? As much as I'd love to share, that's another thing I was coming to. You know, as I said earlier, it's exciting to share this information with the world. Yeah. But my experience has taught me that it hurts some of the people around me.
Yeah.
And so this is where I draw the line. You know, my personal life is now my personal life. And I will continue to share the parts that I choose with the world.
Okay. Last one on your personal life. Is Chris married now?
Hey, Zion, I say I do, but actually, you know what, Zion? Since I already explained that, you know, being in the public eye, I think that it's important to have some veil on your personal life. I choose not to share. Having said that, though, if I wasn't, that's now my business. Mm. Everybody else's business is to stay in their lane. But more importantly, let me take advantage of the moment and say to the world that what I do wish to share and what I want the world to focus on, because I never announced myself as a marriage maker. You've always known me as a filmmaker. And that's what I do and I do best. I want you to be excited about the wealth of information that I now have inside me that I'm so excited to share with the world, with you. And I get to say it on platforms like this because at the end of the day, as much as we enjoy the gossip and so on and so forth, these are people's lives. Live yours, be the best you can be. Focus on you. And we're all doing the same.
Mm. Thank you very much, Chris.
Zion, man.
Your final words to your fans.
Oh, man. You know, whenever I'm asked that, it's so difficult. I want to say so much. You know, now at the stage that I'm at, there's an old saying that a new broom knows how to clean, but an old broom knows where to go. You know, the corners and the creaks. And I want to say to people right now, I want to encourage people to, if this is what you want to do, if this is what you love, then chase it. Chase it, read on it. You know, also don't expect it to happen, don't expect it to fall in your lap. Make it your business to be the best you can be at it. You know, and where I'm at now, it is incumbent upon me to share. When I went through what I went through, including everything I've been through, Zion, one of the things that I believe that God spoke to me on is that sometimes the experience is not for you. It may be for the other person. And the other person may not be strong enough to go through it. So God says, my son, I will use you. And I will use you to speak to the world. And I want that to be what the world is willing and ready to receive from me. Anything else?
Did you get depressed at a point during that time?
I mean, Zion, when someone you care about and love dearly is taken from you, yes, you go through depression, you go through many things.
And how did they come out of that?
The good grace of God, the prayers that my grandmother must have prayed for me while I was still young, or my mother prays for me every night. The knowing what my purpose is about and knowing what God has put in my heart only so that he can show me how great he can be and where I'm going and the people I'm meeting, and, you know, having a meeting with Will Smith or talking about possible projects with Viola Davis. There was a movie that was just shot in South Africa named Woman is King with Viola Davis. They're so interested in Africa because Africa is interesting. And me just even being out there causes them to be even more interested. That's where we are. I'm blessed to be here and to be able to continue to do this. And I'm asking, this is a call to action to anybody who wants to be where I'm at and to learn the things that I'm willing to share, and, you know, pick up your mantle, get focused, get serious. This country needs that. Zion just said it. The industry is not where it is, but it can be so much more. And it's up to you.
Okay, so I mean, the whales and the big names that you've mentioned, I mean, how soon should we expect them in the country to help us? Because almost they say they, even when they compare Nigeria, I ain't gonna count. So we need a lot of these guys to help us to also, I mean, keep up with the game.
You know what? The first one you have is Chris Attoh. You don't need anyone else, because you have a son of the soil who's here to share and to teach. The rest will be attracted to everything that we are going to do as Ghanaians, as Africans. They will come, as they've been coming. But soon, those projects are coming soon. Keep watching, you know, if you want to keep following, you know, definitely go follow my page on Instagram, Chris Attoh. Like I also said, Zion's going to be sharing a lot more. Everything I have, I'll now be also sending through Zion. The industry is not dead. I think it's just only woken up.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, Zion.
I spoke to Chris Attoh meeting Zionfelix. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.
The terminal is currently our flagship project. It is a huge project that is going to be comprehensive in nature to cater for residential and commercial activities. It has industrial enclave, it has enclave for schools, it has enclave for central business district, it has an enclave for anything that you can think of. The terminal possesses.